What are some misconceptions, like realities most people don't talk about when it comes to living in Bali?
You see all this stuff on Instagram and you'll see the stories like, come check out my 3-bedroom villa with a pool.
If you come for living here, some things change.
Bali is a little bit destroying itself.
Ladies and gentlemen, living in Bali is a dream for many, but a reality for only a few. Today we will hear from those who have made this paradise their home. Where are you from?
I'm from Australia. I've been in Bali for 6 months.
Do you live here?
Yes.
What is it like living in Bali?
I love Bali so much. From like the people, the culture, the energy here is very different too. I feel like you can be much more yourself. You can be really present, which is really beautiful. Also, the cafes are really beautiful as well. And you've got so much to explore as well. So you've got like Ubud, which is like foresty. You've got like Uluwatu, which is like beautiful like beaches. Canggu's a little bit like busier but fun. So you've got like everything that you need.
What about the best part, the one you like the most about living here?
The freedom to like be who you want to be, because everybody here is so different. So it's like a little mixture of black sheep, right? Everybody's like just themselves, and I love that so much because like you come to Bali and it's this permission piece to just like be all of you, which is really beautiful.
What do you think makes Bali capable of that?
I wondered that too. I wish I had the answers, but if I were to put it down to it, I would say it's how the Indonesians and like the Balinese carry themselves with the culture of how they are as well. So how like friendly and welcoming they are too, but then also how people pray 3 times a day here. So the energy here is just like so beautiful and pure, and I'm not sure if that makes a difference, but if I were to put it down to something, I feel like that's what it could be.
What are some misconceptions, like realities most people don't talk about when it comes to living in Bali?
I feel like there's a lot of people who come here to party, but equally too, there's such a respectful land. You know, a lot of people say that Bali is really distracting from their other life, and I wonder what they're doing to make it distracting in the first place. Yeah, but I feel like it's the best place for focus. If you want to focus on yourself, if you want to go inwards, or if you want to focus on your business, or if you just want to, like get in deeper touch with like parts of who you are.
Sorry, what do you do in Bali?
So I have a business, health coaching business for women, online.
Online.
Yes.
So you're a digital nomad.
Yes.
Would you say Bali is still a good place to live for the next couple of years?
Yes, there is a lot of infrastructure, and they are making it quite sustainable for travelers as well, which is really beautiful. But I would say, yeah.
What's your plan long term?
I'm going to see how I feel after a year. I feel like that's a good amount of time to figure out if you want to be somewhere. But, you know, you're not a tree. You're not stuck. You can go anywhere you want to. But I do feel like it is quite sustainable to live here. It's kind of like coffee. You either love it or you hate it. You're either obsessed and you come here and you never leave, or you get what you need and you go.
Have you learned some Indonesian words?
Terima kasih.
Okay.
Yeah, sama-sama. You're welcome.
Maybe a full sentence you can say?
No, not yet. I need to up my game, yeah.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Where are you from and how long you been in Bali?
I'm from Toronto, Canada. I've been in Bali coming up on 2 years in January.
2 years.
Yes, on and off, but mostly in Bali. So
What is it like living in Bali?
it's hot. It's beautiful. Beautiful people, beautiful food, beautiful culture. It's quiet sometimes outside of the traffic and the overdevelopment I see with a lot of building, but it's a little slice of paradise, man. Much better than Canadian winter.
How would you compare Canada and Bali? The biggest difference?
The biggest difference, I guess, just where I'm from in Toronto, right? I'm right from downtown, so it's just everybody, every morning to every night, everybody's just always on the move, running around, chasing the dream or chasing whatever they want, working all the time. Whereas here, you can finally just sit back and just take a minute and relax and realize that there's more to it than just trying to make $1 and killing yourself working 16 to 20 hours a day for something. But then I guess you look around here and at the rice fields and people do it for a living. So it's just a much different way of life.
What brought you to Bali in the first place?
It was just random. I have a friend that lives here for almost 6 years, and after COVID and I was working from home for so long with all the lockdowns in Toronto was pretty bad with that. So, I just want a break. I came out here for a month, turned into 2, turned into 3, went home for a little bit, and then just said, I'm coming back. So
Out of all the places, why did you choose Canggu to live?
that one just kind of happened randomly between meeting a girl, rescuing a dog and just with all the new restaurants and everything. But now that it's becoming crazy busy with the traffic, I think we're leaving. So we're going to go towards the Uluwatu side and go from there and see how that is. But Canggu, just with everything to do and activities and all that. When I was new to Bali, it was fun to go out. You know, you have your drinks, you go to the beach clubs, but now not so much of that. And looking for something a little more quiet. So,
Do you think, even though with all this construction going on, crowded places, Bali is still worth it to live?
oh, for sure. I mean, obviously, it's going to get a little crazier, and if there's nothing done with the infrastructure, with the roads and everything, there's going to be big problems. I mean, Canggu's a good example. It's the land was sold in little packages where they just build a villa or build a restaurant and not care about the road or the sewage or anything like that. So yeah, I mean, for now it's perfect, but I think the only thing they'll need to do some kind of regulation on the building, because you see a lot of villas get built and then within 5 years there's no upkeep. They're starting to fall apart and it's almost like they get forgotten and someone just builds a new one down the street instead of fixing that one, and then it's just, this land is just sitting there empty. So it's kind of sad to see, but people got to live somewhere, I guess. So
What are some misconceptions, like the realities most people don't talk about when it comes to living in Bali?
I guess the price. I mean, looking back and talking to people back home, everybody's like, "Oh, you must be saving so much money. You must be. It's so cheap there. You're just like you're eating for like $1 a day," and it's like it's not like that at all. I mean, you're still paying if you want like a villa or you want a premium place to live and you want to go for cocktails. I mean, Indonesia overall is a Muslim country.
Is Indonesia a Muslim country? Write down your thoughts below.
So alcohol itself is it's taxed heavily here. So you're still looking at, in terms of Canadian dollars, like if you go for a nice dinner somewhere, $15 a cocktail, which is like what I'd pay back home. And same with food. And then you see all this stuff on Instagram and you'll see stories like, come check out my 3-bedroom villa with a pool for $400 a month. And it's like, you're not, unless you're, I don't know where you're finding this, but it seems like a lot of misconception there.
But you can't choose to be cheap, right?
You could choose to be cheap for sure, right? But you won't be living inside in Uluwatu or in Canggu. I'm sure once you move out and everything. I mean, you can still live comfortably, but when people see online and what people see, like, oh, look, I have this Balinese beautiful villa overlooking the ocean and it's $400, and it's like, yeah, $400 an hour maybe. Yeah, it's not $400 a month. So
Last question. In Bali, do you see yourself living long term?
I could see myself living long term. Yeah, we've kind of settled in nicely here. We found what makes us happy and a way to live here without going crazy with. Yeah, you gotta realize that if you want to be here long term, that it's not just all a vacation 24/7, and you need to respect everybody around you and respect what's going on here and just do your little part to keep it clean and keep it beautiful, right? So it can be for other people to enjoy in the future too.
Do you mind if I ask you, what do you do?
Right now, I'm just a consultant. I was working in finance in Toronto. So if I do have a project, sometimes I fly home for a little bit, or I'll do some kind of over the phone or on the laptop. Yeah, just stuff in finance. Problem is the time difference. So
Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
your
very
time.
much.
Where are you from?
I'm from Sweden.
Do you live in Bali?
I live in Bali now, yes.
How long has it been?
I've been living here now for 7 months.
What brought you here in the first place?
I came to Bali 11 years ago, the first time, and it was actually by accident. I was planning on going to Australia, but it was a little bit too expensive, so I end up checking what's in the close countries nearby, and I saw Bali and felt like, okay, this is interesting, this sounds like me, and I fell in love with the island. And now I live here.
What is it like living in Bali?
It's beautiful, it's very nice, but it's also a little bit difficult. It's not as easy as people think. It's like, yeah, you have Bule price, you have Indonesian price. You're always looked on, like from other people, you're always looked at like the person who has a lot of money. But the people are also very nice. It is cheaper to live here compared to like Sweden, for example. The culture is totally different. The weather is totally different. So it's both good things, but also for sure a little bit not bad, but like maybe things that you're not expecting. And the people here are so friendly. Like the Indonesian people, the Balinese people, they're friendly, they're smiling, they're happy to help you. Like Sweden, everybody's you live by yourself, with your family, with your friends. Like you don't really open up. Here, I've had people that don't know me say, hi, come into my house, sit down, have a dinner with me. I'm like, wow. So for me, this is the beautiful thing with Bali and Indonesia. People are very happy and very welcoming.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's true.
Before you mentioned about the local culture,
Yes.
right? What have you learned about the local culture?
I think the most thing I've learned about the local culture is how you value your culture. Like, you take big respect in it. It doesn't matter if Bule is here, you still do your ceremonies. And this is for me very beautiful. And it's beautiful to see like the Western world combined with the cultural. It's very, very beautiful, and it's very, like, I don't know, for me, it got to my heart to slow down a little bit, you know, and see the spiritual things in life. In Sweden, it's very much about working, about, like, stressing. Everything is very fast. Here is more like you slow down, you pay respects to your ancestors, to the nature around you. And I think that is very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And something that we in the Western world should learn and take more in, because without all of this, we are nothing.
What about the realities that most people don't talk about when it comes living in Bali?
As a Bule, you're expected to pay more prices, like higher prices for stuff. I realize, like, now, since I've been traveling here for so long, I speak sedikit Indonesian. If I just start with this at the market, the price go down. If I come and say, hi, how are you, blah, 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 the price goes up a little bit. So yeah, this is what I noticed.
That's nice tip for the others.
Yeah. Learn a little bit, and then the price will go down a little bit.
Would you say Bali is still a good place to live for the next couple of years?
To be honest, I'm a little bit afraid of what's going to happen with Bali because of the heavy development everywhere. It's restaurants, hotels. Everything is about 5-star restaurants, 5-star hotels. So the development is crazy. For instance, look at Canggu. And from Canggu now, they're starting to build a lot here in the area, and Uluwatu is starting to more and more look like Canggu. And I'm afraid that Bali is a little bit destroying itself, giving away all the land for properties, for hotels. I'm afraid, because for me, it's not the hotels and the restaurants that is important. But if we're losing this, then what's left, you know?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Where are you from and how long have you been in Bali?
I'm from Brazil and I've been in Bali for 4 years, maybe.
What brought you to Bali in the first place?
The waves.
The waves.
The waves is making me come here. I love to surf in Uluwatu, Padang Padang, because it's the wave for the dream for everyone. That's it, just for the waves.
How does it feel to live in Bali? Many people want to live here, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're living the dream. How does it feel?
Yeah, that's good for the. If you come for holiday, it's good. But if you come for living here, some things change. The life, the roads, the traffic, the tourism, everything. You not feel like the same before. My first year here, I don't see so much construction, but now is a lot of construction and it's too busy. Sometimes you can't go anywhere because you'll be on the road maybe 2 hours or more for go somewhere. And it's like a lot of people with the motos, tourists, and the people from here too is a lot massive people. And sometimes you get stress with this. So just some things change from Bali. The essence to Bali is just gone.
Okay.
Now Bali is just a tourism island, and the people living here is just tourists.
What about what you dislike about Bali?
Yeah, I don't like the pollution, have so much pollution. All places, yes. You're going on the roads and some truck like smoky, so black in your face. If you're living here, you can see. Sometimes they fire the things on the street and just get so much fire, and it's a big problem. If you go to the beach, you're gonna see so much things that plastic, everything there is like, oh my God. It's impossible.
I heard that the water here is difficult.
Yeah, because here in Uluwatu don't have water, so they come with the trucks. Sometimes the roads is like 10 trucks, And Uluwatu is a little mountain, so the truck is stopped in there and stop all the traffic for a long time. That's another problem.
What about some misconceptions, realities that most people don't talk about when it comes to living in Bali?
In social media, they talking about sell a villa or sell like a land, sell like a hotel or something like this, but that is not true. Here is impossible to sell. Here is for rent, yes. You rent for 30 years maximum, and later you just extend the contract for that. You see in the social media, I see so much, buy that villa for so much money, yeah, but it's not the truth, yes.
Not permanent, long-term renting. Anything else?
The price here is so expensive. You think it's cheaper because the money is a little less. But when you see, you pay the same you pay in another part of the world. Normally, I like to cooking, yeah. So I have my home, I cooking there, but sometimes I eat in the local restaurants because there is still cheap. But the another restaurants, like restaurants for boulet, is more expensive. For example, you buy a burger here for 100, 115, and it's like the same you pay in Europe for a good burger.
Last question. Do you plan to stay here long term?
My plan is not staying here for a long time because it's too much construction, too much people. The driving is going a little stressy for me. So my plan is staying for 2 years more and later go for another place. Indonesia, but I don't know, maybe Mentawai or something like this.
For the waves.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. Not Pelabat Channel.